Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is, of course, once again Wednesday, and that means it is update day here in Warzone 2, MW2, and DMZ. Today is essentially the penultimate weekly update here of Season 2. Next week will be the final weekly update before we jump into Season 3, which is currently slated for April 12th, pending any potential delays or anything like that, right? But we do have a handful of new changes now live in-game today for all modes. First things first, keep in mind with today's update, it is primarily like a hotfix update and a playlist update, so no, you do not have to download anything major for this one. This is not a full-on title update. More than likely, we won't see another one of those until Season 3. There could maybe be a surprise one, but most likely it's just going to be hotfix updates and playlist updates here until the end of the season, which means you'll just be met with the whole update requires restart screen. You go through that cycle and you are good to go. All the changes today will be automatically applied to your game. So getting right into these changes, first up here, we do have a handful of some sort of mini patch notes, if you will, from the past 24 hours or so. There's been a handful of tweets from the dev studios talking about some changes going live with today's update, or some that have actually been automatically implemented already. So Infinity Ward initially posted this tweet here saying, "We've just released a small update. This fixed an issue preventing some operators from being selectable in Battle Royale and DMZ. This also fixed an issue causing a quit to desktop pop-up to appear when pressing escape to go back to the Call of Duty HQ on PC." So going a bit more in depth here, that first issue I have seen you guys asking about like crazy. This is essentially an issue that made it so that some of the crossover operators, including the newly released Shredder operator, and then also all the football or soccer operators, when we had all the World Cup crossover stuff going on, even if you purchased those, back then, or if you purchased Shredder recently, these operators were not showing as selectable, or sometimes even showing up in your operators tab. So obviously that was making a lot of players pretty angry. You paid good money for these operators, and then suddenly one day you just couldn't use them. So that should now be fixed. You should be able to equip any of the operators that you've purchased or unlocked now since the beginning of MW2 and Warzone 2. And then with that whole quit to desktop error, basically every time you went to the main menu, if you were trying to switch between MW2 multiplayer and DMZ, or Battle Royale to MW2 multiplayer, you'd get this spam pop-up of "Would you like to quit to desktop?" If you were on PC specifically. So just a really annoying thing there. If you were going back and forth between the modes, that shouldn't be appearing any longer either. We also have a couple of other things that have been updated that Infinity Ward is investigating here, and this information is courtesy of their Trello board. They've gone through and updated this a bit recently. So they did post saying they are aware of an issue with double kill challenge tracking for some players. Now, there's kind of two different things going on here. Part of this is a visual bug, which we've seen happen a handful of times already in MW2. Part of it is a physical tracking bug. So with the visual bug, sometimes your double kills and your other camo challenges are actually tracking in the background. But if you go to the menu, it'll say you've completed 2 out of 15 double kills, or whatever the case may be, right? Or you've got 26 out of 50 headshots, even though you know for a fact you have 8 out of 15 double kills, or you know for a fact you have 43 out of 50 headshots. There's been a handful of visual tracking issues with the camos and with those challenges ever since launch, really. For the most part, they've been fixed, but new ones do pop up here and there because of some of the new updates that get pushed live. They obviously break some things at the same time as well, per usual. But also the issue that they're referencing here specifically on the Trello board is just straight up some players' double kills are not working whatsoever. They just simply are not tracking. So any challenges you have for that, if you're trying to unlock camos or do anything else for calling cards or emblems or whatever the case may be, you may want to hold off on that for the time being, just so you're not wasting your time. Maybe focus on a different camo challenge if you can, or maybe some other, mastery challenges if you have those available, because it really seems quite random as to whether or not you have a visual tracking bug, if you have the actual tracking bug, or if your double kills are working fine, right? So you might as well optimize your time and not waste that time doing something that might not even be tracking in the background. We also have some new changes when it comes to ranked. in Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer courtesy of today's update. Essentially, over the past week or so, as I'm sure you know if you're an active ranked player, we've had the Himmelmatt Expo map available in the map rotation for Control and for Search and Destroy. And this was basically in there as a test for the pros, and then also just for the public map pool to see if the players enjoyed it, and then also to see if the CDL pros wanted to include this in the actual CDL map rotation for tournaments and for all their matches there. And it seems like late yesterday afternoon they did come to a conclusion. However, it changed very quickly. Initially, it seemed like Himmelmatt Expo was going to be removed entirely, but then Treyarch updated and the Call of Duty League updated by saying change of plans tomorrow, which is actually today. In the ranked playlist update, we'll make the adjustments below to reflect the latest competitive settings update. We are keeping Himmelmatt Expo Control, they're removing Himmelmatt Expo Search and Destroy, and the most important, they are removing all Bagra Fortress Control. Thank goodness, because let me tell you, there is nothing less enjoyable than playing Control on a Fortress. The spawn trap on that map is utterly ridiculous. It is not fun whatsoever. So that map is going to be completely gone. It'll be replaced by Himmelmatt Expo. I think initially the pros voted to completely remove Himmelmatt Expo, and then they must have remembered, oh, Fortress Control exists. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's get Himmelmatt back in here, right? So that's going to be the competitive, settings there for the map rotation for the time being, and that could change over time as we see other new maps added in as well, so just keep that in mind. Also, real quick, as we are going through all the changes here, if you guys are new to the channel, around 50% of viewers watching are not already subscribed. So if that's you and you want to guarantee you're always up to date with all things going on in COD, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and if you guys enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. Would be seriously appreciated. Also, real quick, while we're on the subject of ranked, if you guys are looking for some setups there, feel free to go and check out my MW2 top 10 setups from a couple of days back. It's a great starting point if you're looking for a handful of weapons to potentially run there outside of the restrictions, obviously. Now, with this week's update, we also have a new free reward available as a part of the Warzone Anniversary Celebration event, if you want to call it that. This is essentially the Warzone 1 Nostalgia Blueprint for the Lockman 556. So this is now free and available to everyone. You just got to go into your store, find the free gift tab that they have, and then claim this, and this will actually be added to your account free of charge. It is, like I said, for the Lockman 556, which isn't like crazy good, but the blueprint itself, I won't lie, honestly looks really, really cool. And there's a pretty neat little like bonus effect here. It has like obviously a lot of the things from Warzone 1 with the names of the maps and everything, but it also has the numbers from our like crossover stuff going on there during the Cold War era. And if you put on one of the mastery camos between Gold, Platinum, Polyatomic, and Orion, the numbers actually glow through that camo, which is really cool. I really like the look of that. I wish we had more sort of reactive weapon blueprints and they interacted more with some of the weapon camos, because that's a neat little touch. Definitely makes the weapon mastery camos look a bit cooler, at least in my opinion. Now, as for today's playlist update, we saw some changes here as well, per usual, every single Wednesday, right? And Infinity Ward posted the new playlist for this week in Modern Warfare 2. We've got Himmelmatt Expo 24/7 sticking around. We also see the return of Shipment 24/7. So if you're trying to level up some guns, if you're trying to unlock some camos, that of course is going to be great for that. On top of that though, we also have a specific playlist for Hardcore Shipment 24/7, which is also fantastic to see. We've got the 10v10 mosh pit returning as well. I love that. The close quarters mosh pit, the party modes mosh pit with all the various party games that we've seen debut over the past couple of weeks, then also the third person mosh pit as well. As for Warzone, it seems like currently all the playlists are the same as they were last week with mini royale trios, and then all the squad sizes for Al Mazrah and Ashika Island with Resurgence as well. So it doesn't seem like anything major has changed there, but MP this week, definitely a solid playlist update. So yeah, with all that being said, that is effectively everything that ended up changing in today's new updates between MW2, Warzone 2, and DMZ. That's going to wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it, would be really appreciated. And if you guys are new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. That way you can always guarantee you are up to date with everything going on in the world of Call of Duty. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.